And we are live. Hello, everyone. I don't even know. Do we need to do like introductions again? We have these cool little banners for you now because we're so high tech.
We're
I,
stepping it up.
I guess we can. I'm Rowan as always.
I am Trevor, and next to me is.
I'm Willow. We like pizza.
And I am, in fact, Ryan Reynolds.
It's our special guest today.
How's Deadpool coming along?
Terrible.
Hmm,
Fox wants me to sew my mouth shut again.
that's a shame.
That is a shame. Welcome to Geek Speak. This is episode 4. We haven't got
Three, isn't
bored
it?
of 3. Oh yeah, it's because it says 4 in our notes.
Oh.
Trevor. Episode 3. I'm foreshadowing the future. We haven't got bored yet. Hopefully we make it to 4. And if you haven't watched us before, we talk about comics and TV and movie relating to comics and video games and pizza.
Mostly pizza.
Mostly pizza. So I think, as always, we'll start off with our comic discussions. Why don't we start with what we have been reading lately, and we will start with Trevor.
I think we should begin by yelling at all of the snow gods and delaying comics to Newfoundland.
Suckers.
Yes, because we're all very behind. We just got our comics from like 2 weeks ago the other day. And we
Like,
don't
I'm
have this
still-
week's comics.
And I'm even behind in the books that I do own.
As am I.
And I don't know how many
So what
comics.
happened? Yeah, Will doesn't even know. He doesn't matter. Why is he even on the show? Well, what have you been reading, Trevor? Have you been reading anything?
A couple things. Some of my highlights include Ninjak by Valiant. This is a new ongoing title by Matt Kent. It's about a guy named Ninjak, and he kills people.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Matt, what else is Matt King wrote something for an Image, didn't he? Does he do what's it called? I can't think. Does he do the what is it I'm thinking of?
I don't know what he's doing with Image, but he's doing some Dare Cruise books as well. I think he was doing MGMT.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's Image. I'm thinking Dark Horse. That's exactly the book I was thinking of. I was like, what was that good?
Oh, it's fantastic, yeah. It has some of the best action scenes I've seen in the comic in some time.
I feel like Valiant just pays you to promote them.
Maybe they should.
They should.
This book is
What else have you
amazing.
been reading?
Also, not a Valiant book, sadly, but Giant Days. It does not have an assassin ninja who kills people, but maybe it should.
Maybe there's swords in those bags.
This is a 6-issue mini from Boom. It's about a trio of college freshmen, I think, about a group of female friends, and shenanigans happen, but no ninjas.
Ah, I love shenanigans.
Gotta love when shenanigans ensue.
Have you been reading anything else, or is it just those two things?
I'm still a little bit behind on my trades because I still need to read Sex Criminals Book 2 and Alex Ada Book 2.
So good.
These will be my
Possibly
next two books.
the two best comics ever. I think I say it every time, but every time Alex and Ada or Sex Criminals come out, I'm more excited than when Saga comes out.
Yeah, you haven't been into Saga lately, have you? The last couple
No.
of weeks have been.
It's because Alex and Ada is so good. So good. Although I think for the final issue they should give us a panel with Joaquin Phoenix in it.
Although I still do love Saga. I'm not as disappointed in the new stuff as you have been.
I still like Saga. It's still in the top
Okay.
3. It's just not the top 1 anymore. Someday will read some comics.
Someday. Once I start buying them again.
I don't know how Saga could be Wendo when Bitch Planet's out.
Well, yeah, see, that's the thing, too. I didn't even think about that. Although it's been, well, I guess with the delays, because this bit has a new issue come out yet?
No, it actually got delayed itself. It's coming out.
Oh, that's right, because they're putting out the second prints and third prints, I think.
Yeah.
I read. Yeah. That's interesting. Unlike you, I should have prepared more because I don't have anything to show. Well, I do, but I still have a broken ankle, so I can't reach for it
Critical.
because I'm a loser like that. I haven't read any comics, but I did finish book 2 to Akira this week, and I finished Underwater Welder by Jeff Lemire. And I am halfway through the new original graphic novel from Marvel, which is Rage of Ultron. Yeah, they're all Akira's Akira. I don't even know why I would have to say that's good. If you don't think it's good, then we probably don't want to be friends with you.
I think it's the best manga I've read, and I've read quite a bit.
Oh, so good. I got to get book 3 now. I'll probably try to get that in the next couple weeks. And Underwater Welder, I know I was telling Trevor I didn't, I wasn't feeling the first half. I wasn't feeling it. I just didn't know what was going to happen. And by the end of the book, I was shedding a couple tears. I was like, this is the best book ever. And Rage of Ultron so far has been pretty good. If you're an Ultron fan, I suggest you pick it up. It's kind of interesting. Like, without spoilers, Ultron getting blasted into space and landing on Thanos' home planet of Titan. It's kind of interesting. Thanos is not in it, which it's good, but it's kind of a surprise because you'd think Marvel would do that because they're idiots. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've read. I plan on reading all my comics this week. I feel sad, Will, because you don't have any comics.
Not since Age of Ultron.
That was so long ago.
That was so long. I just haven't had the opportunity to go buy any. I'm too busy buying Funko figures.
Well, did you buy any Funko figures?
I've bought a fuck ton of Funko figures.
Oh, shit.
I started getting the Age of Ultron Funkos collection.
Oh, yeah? I forgot that those are out now, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
How are they looking?
I can show you one.
Oh, we get a sneak peek.
We'll show you everybody's favorite, Old Vision. Boom. Looking solid.
Oh, nice.
There's like 9 of them, though, this time.
Yeah, they put out a lot for that series.
It's, I think, the biggest series I've seen Funko put out. But anyways, that's enough about that. I've got a YouTube channel for that.
We don't want to ruin your. We don't want to ruin all your YouTube videos of not unboxing them.
Oh,
Which I'm not making fun of you for. I don't unbox anything.
I unboxed Alien and Predator. Was the biggest mistake of my life.
Oh,
they are
no.
impossible to get back in the box.
Anyone that knows me, such as Will and Trevor, and especially Willow, now that you've been to my house, knows I have these foam Hulk hands on my desk that they're out of the package now, but I got them for Christmas and they were like $5 clearance item from Walmart, and it took me like a month and a half to decide if I was going to take them out of the package.
I take everything out of the package.
I can't do it.
Yeah, see that I'm kind of getting to the point now too where I really don't like to take stuff out of the package, but I'm at the point now where I'm like, oh, I want stuff to display on my shelf, but I want it out of the package.
I can't do it. Can't do it.
If it's something I know will be of value, I won't do it. But like, really, I usually just buy the Marvel Select stuff. So all those are on so many manufacturing runs now that none of them are like the first runs.
No, none of them are gonna ever be worth anything.
Exactly.
Well, maybe 500 years from now.
I just don't give a damn about the money value of anything I actually collect because I don't plan on selling it anyway.
Yeah, well, because if you need money, you'll just rob a bank.
Always the plan.
Not the plan anymore. The banks are going to be notified.
I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Well, let's talk about our next topic of discussion, which is Emerald City Comic Con happened.
Well, I mean, I'm reading comics too.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I mean, not reading much currently, but I'm reading Terry Moore's Strangers in Paradise, which is probably the best comic that I've ever read besides maybe Sandman. And, like, it's really blowing me away.
Who writes it?
Can you all read it?
I've heard of it. I have not read it.
It's seriously amazing.
Oh. It's Trevor.
Ta-da! This is one of the books. It's book 5 and book 6.
Okay.
This thick.
Yeah, I've got about 800 more pages to go. I'll probably finish it in the next 2 weeks.
Can you tell us what?
That's a possible question with Strangers in Paradise. A million plotted.
Tell us what book 1 is about.
It's about 2 girls who love each other.
Well, okay then.
I think
What else do you need to know?
I think that's a good description. In fact, I think Willow should sell that description to them to promote the book.
They should just put it out. They should just put it on the back. And
That's
for those
right.
of you interested in ninjas, there's not ninjas, but there is assassins. So
What? So
Oh,
not only is it girls that love each other, it's assassins as well.
yeah, it has something for everyone.
That is amazing. What else are you reading?
I read Ninjak too because I've been getting into Valiant lately, and
That's not my fault.
I've also
Sure, Trevor.
I've also been reading Harbinger from Valiant to better understand another one of their ongoing comics right now, and I've been enjoying that as well. There's one person in the Harbinger first run who's like super awesome character. She's unlike any other character I've read in a comic book. Basically a huge geek. She's into like Firefly and Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, everything like that. But the thing that makes her different is like she's fat. So that's totally a different thing for a comic book, and that's a different character than they've ever had in that. And in terms of representation, that's awesome. Because she saves the day, basically, in one of the issues, and it's a really great comic so far. It's about to get complicated, though, because I'm getting ready to run into, like, a Valiant event, and I'm not a huge fan of events, so we'll see where that goes.
She now has to begin picking up Bloodshot just to make sense of what's going on in Harbinger. That's always fun.
I'm sure it'll be alright. Valiant books are good, so.
The thing with Valiant is, on an event, at least I don't have to read 50 comics in order to catch up to it, like you have to do with Marvel and all of those.
Damn you, Marvel.
Stealing our money.
And what else are you reading? Alex and Ada, perhaps?
Yeah, I started Alex and Ada the other day, which is interesting so far. I've only just now started it, so I don't have a ton to say about it yet. Concept is interesting, though.
That's alright. As long as it's, as you always tell me that it's your favorite comic, we'll be okay.
I'm not even sure what my favorite comic is right now of current comics that are out. I really don't know.
It's always hard to tell because you're just like, I love all comics. That's what I'm like.
It's more that they're constantly in flux in terms of quality.
That's true too. Especially if you read anything from like the big two.
Yeah.
Did we cover everything that we're reading?
I think so.
We think.
I
So
read a magazine,
I
but
jumped ahead. Will give us his thoughts and opinions on Age of Ultron from 2012.
fuck you, man. Move on with life.
Well, I guess then we will jump, or now proceed to where I jumped ahead before, to Emerald City Comic Con with all the announcements, and by all the announcements I mean one company's announcements.
Marvel and DC kind of slept on the Comic Con. They basically just talked about stuff they had coming up anyway. They kind of didn't do anything.
I kind of found that last year. I think it's kind of a trend. I don't think they really care about Emerald City Comic Con.
It's not one of the big ones to them now.
No, and they're keeping. I think they keep a lot of the stuff for the summer cons.
Yeah.
And I mean, realistically, does Marvel need to do much hype? All Marvel's doing right now is hyping Age of Ultron.
You guys
That's
been to
all.
the movies at all recently?
Well, I haven't because I can't get there.
Oh, yeah, well.
Whatever, man.
Disability as an excuse? Come on. Oh, well. No, they got the promo cups out for Age of Ultron now.
Really?
Yep, with the shitty toppers that are made of the crappiest of plastics.
With the shitty toppers, then I own all those cups. What's on them?
They got Ultron, Cap, Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, and Widow.
Ooh.
The Captain America, literally, it's just a variant of the Captain America they put out for Winter Soldier.
I will have to go multiple times so I can get multiple cups.
Of course you
What about you, Trevor? Have you seen anything?
In the cinema? No, I haven't been in at least a month now.
You're poor.
Yeah, that's right. The cinema's expensive.
Though we plan on going next
Although-
weekend.
Oh yeah, what are you going to?
Fast and the Furious 7.
That was good.
I hate all you guys. Just let you know.
You have a beard, so shut up.
Whatever, man.
Whatever.
Will, didn't you say? Was it you that said you saw Kingsman?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was it?
Oh man, it was like if Quentin Tarantino did a Bond movie. That's what I found it to be like.
Sweet. It has Samuel L. Jackson in it, so.
Absolutely. So it's gonna be good.
And he's the villain in it?
Yeah.
Is it his toughest villain role since The Spirit?
I'm gonna probably say yeah.
Sorry, that made me laugh. Anyway, we'll jump. We'll go back. Trevor, why don't you talk about Emerald City Comic Con Dark Horse?
So yeah, they announced I think 10 new ongoing comics coming out sometime in the second half of 2015. Not only one thing actually sticks out to me anyway, but most of everything else I'll just kind of pass on. They're actually bringing back that comic that was made into a movie in the 90s with Pamela Anderson.
Barbed Wire.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I forgot that it existed.
Yeah, I never saw the movie. I gotta say I did like the cover that they showed, but I'm not gonna get it. That would be something I'd buy if I saw it discount trade probably.
They got this. They've got this strange comic that they announced called Chimichanga, which is the oddest looking thing I think I've seen in quite a while from a big company.
Yeah, the cover's really weird. It's like
Yeah.
Space Alien or something.
I have no idea what that comic's going to be about.
Every time I hear the name, I just think about Deadpool. Sounds like Chimichanga. Well, that's what it is, isn't it?
Writer was probably reading a lot of Deadpool when they came up with the name.
Maybe. What about you, Willow? Was there any Dark Horse books that you wanted?
Mostly, I'm mostly just excited for Zodiac Star Force, which looks like it's been made in the vein of Sailor Moon, which automatically gets my interest.
Is that the book you were talking about, Trevor, that you were interested in?
Yeah, that's the only one that I was tentatively going to look at, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I don't really read Dark Horse comics, so this will be like the first one that I've read in like a very long time, I think.
Buffy.
Buffy, I guess. Buffy doesn't count.
Okay,
Yeah,
then.
I see what she's saying. Like, I read Alien and Predator comics from Dark Horse, but I don't really count them because it's not really their book. It's just a property that they do. I'm trying to think. Obviously, I was kind of interested in Steam Man, but I'm not going to pull it. I'm not that interested. I just saw steampunk, and I was like, what? And then I saw it was about the Wild Wild West, and I'm like, what? And then I was just like, eh.
Oh man.
I was kind of intrigued, and I couldn't even tell you like what the description was about, but I was kind of intrigued about the Tomorrows.
Yeah, it looks like one of those. That's one of the. It's a science fiction one, isn't it?
Yeah, and it seemed to me that was kind of one of the ones they were really pushing. I saw a lot of articles about that one.
Reading the description on it now, and it seems like it'd be pretty good.
It looks pretty tough. 'Cause
Sounds
if that's the one, I think that's the one that's all about like going against the man or something. I think that's like
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
It looks like the rich are getting richer.
Yeah. It's I kind of thought when I read it, it kind of reminded me of like a sci-fi evil empire or something like that. Just social commentary and science fiction. Was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about in terms of Emerald City, Willow, or Trevor?
No.
I haven't been paying too much attention to the con, but that was the only thing that stuck out to me.
Yeah, well, there wasn't, like you said, there wasn't much news. Oh, I guess, no, you know what, we'll save that for later. I don't know where to tie that into.
What a
So, what?
She called you a tease.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
sparked my curiosity, you jerk.
We'll wait till later, just like you have to wait till later to find out about what we're going to give away.
Ooh.
And I'll give you a
Dropping.
hint. It's not in my pants.
That's unfortunate.
That costs money, man. So I think we should hand this one over to Trevor and Willow. Our next topic discussion of the Comic Book Resources Countdown.
So, a couple months ago, the website Comic Book Resources did a countdown that people who go on the site could basically submit their own lists. And it was a dual countdown of the all-time best writers and artists in the history of comics. And then when the list came out, it was like 99% men, and a lot of people got mad about that. So basically, they just made a new list that's a countdown of the best women writers and artists in comics. And it just finished up a couple days ago. I believe it was a top 25 of writers and artists.
I'm curious because I haven't looked at the list yet.
Okay. Well,
I'm thinking like what are kind of your highlights from it, and then your your lowlights from it, or what you thought was maybe.
Well, when you talk about successful women in this business, there's not a whole lot of names you can throw out, so there's no one on the list I actually dislike. But there's an interesting thing to talk about in the top results, because when it came to writers, from 1, it was Kelly Sue DeConnick, 2 was Gail Simone, and 3 is G. Willow Wilson. What's interesting about this is that DeConnick and Wilson have only really been successful in the last, well, G. Willow Wilson has only been huge in the last, 15 months. DeConnick didn't become huge until like 2012, which I think might be saying a lot about how difficult it is for women to break into the business.
Yeah. Who was like towards the bottom of the list? Was it kind of unrecognizables, or?
In a way, yeah. It's a lot of like names that most people wouldn't even know about. Just a lot of like women, like a couple handful of women in the business from like the 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Yeah.
Although in the top 5 was Louise Simonson, and she was like one of the top writers in like the 70s and 80s. So that was one of the old ones. Anyway, you wanted to say?
Yeah, there's also a clear bias towards like superhero comic books, because like Alison Bechdel is like one of the greatest comic book writers of all time. Like she's won literary prizes that comic book writers do not win, and she didn't even crack the top 5, which I think is ridiculous. Like if you've read Fun Home or Are You My Mother, you know that like she writes prose in a way that comic book writers just don't do it often, and the fact that she wasn't number 1 is hugely offensive to me. Like, I love Kelly Sue DeConnick. She's not Alison Bechdel.
Hey, Willow. Who's Alison Bechdel?
What? Alison Bechdel. Alison Bechdel is a queer comics books writer, probably the most famous queer comics books writer in like the world. And she's famous for the Bechdel test, and in comics she got her start writing for queer underground publications. She wrote Docs to Watch Out for years, and then moved on to Fun Home, and then she recently wrote Are You My Mother, and she recently won a Genius Grant to continue her comic book career, and she's amazing. She's probably my favorite comic book author.
Trevor, you're like a sleazy madman ad man.
So basically, we've mentioned all of the top 6 now, except at 5 was Kate Beaton. Kate Beaton writes webcomics. Comical webcomics about history called Heroic Vagrant. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
anyway,
see, I'd be useless in knowing that because I don't read webcomics. So
I don't look at many. So on the oldest front of the list, at the top of the list was Fiona Staples of Saga.
That's no surprise.
It's not, but she is amazing.
Oh yeah, I would agree. I love Fiona Staples.
At 2 was Amanda Conner, who's mostly known for stuff she's done with DC in the last decade.
I was going to say, especially with the Harley Quinn book blowing up.
Definitely, yeah. At 3, we have Becky Cloonan. Then we have Jill Thompson. Jill Thompson is one of the people who goes back to like the 80s, I believe, and 90s. She's one of the old school superhero artists. And then at 5, we have Emma Rios, who most notably did Pretty Deadly last year.
I love Pretty Deadly.
I know, it's amazing.
It'll be good. It'll be good when it comes back.
This fall, I think, yes.
Yes. Well, it'll be good when I read it in trade because I canceled it. But
did you finish Volume 1?
I have all of Volume 1 in singles.
Okay.
I read that one in singles. I love that. Was that everything about the 25 best women? Was there any other comments you wanted to make on it?
I think it's a solid list. as Willow pointed out, there's a bias towards superhero stuff, which isn't surprising given what website it's on. And also, the top of the list is pretty much dominated by the women most successful today, not maybe all time. But then I guess you could argue that Kelly Sue DeConnick, Fiona Staples will become some of the all-time best.
Also, I'm not sure that the list exactly is ranked from best to worst.
It's just kind of a list.
I think it's a list more ranked on popularity.
Yeah.
Like I love like everyone in the top 5, but I do think that it's probably based on popularity more than anything.
I can see that.
They did say that when it came to writers, DeConnick and Gail Simone beat everyone else by a huge landslide, which isn't surprising given they're definitely the two most well-known comic book writers today.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say when I think of female writers, I automatically think Gail Simone, just basically because of how much stuff she's done.
Yeah, she's been consistent now for the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Well, I will have to. I'll probably do it after this. I'll probably take a look at the list and see, because I'd be interested in looking at the list and then maybe some of the names I'm not familiar with or don't know, actually looking for stuff they've done and reading it. Because I like to do research like that. All right. Well, was there anything else in the comic book world we wanted to discuss?
I think that just about sums it up. I have nothing to add.
No. I haven't got the issue yet, but I do want to add that I think it's entirely stupid that the last issue of the miniseries Thanos versus Hulk doesn't have Thanos in it whatsoever. And in fact, the whole story has just been about Annihilus versus Hulk. Thanos was only in it for 2 issues, and he actually wasn't a key member of the book.
That makes sense.
He basically just facilitated Hulk being in the same room as Annihilus. But because Marvel likes to be Marvel, they're like, we better throw Thanos on this cover.
Was it a good book, though? Even
Well,
with the bad advertising involved?
I didn't mind it. It's one of those books, it wasn't horrible. Like, I guess I'm glad I read it. I wouldn't buy a trade of it, but it's probably not in my top 20 miniseries to recommend. It didn't follow any continuity, so it was just a contained story. Kind of the big pull to it was everyone thought that Thanos and Hulk were just gonna like go at it, and then when you found out it was actually a story about Hulk, Pip the Troll, and Annihilus, it was just kind of stupid. False pretenses. But I haven't read the last issue. It hasn't shown up yet. But I have seen the reviews on it, and almost every comic book site, and everyone's saying the same thing. They're just saying how stupid it was that he wasn't in it. And that's probably all I can really think of commenting, because like we said, because of the weather in Newfoundland, we haven't got our comics yet. So, sad tears. So, I guess we could go to the next broad topic of television, which is usually Trevor and Willow's favorite portion of this chat. Because I know Trevor usually doesn't. He finds it hard to find people that connect with him to talk about Gotham. So.
Yeah, Gotham.
I want so many people to watch this video that they track down your house address and they send you like Blu-ray copies of Gotham because they think you're a huge fan.
Well, maybe then I would watch it.
Well, yeah, I guess if it's free. So, well, I think for the first two or first three topics we talk about in TV, Trevor, I want you to talk about them because it's actually stuff that you are excited about.
Yes, I'm actually excited about a few things in TV. It's beginning with the X-Files coming back to TV.
Woo! And not just the X-Files coming back to TV, but the original cast.
Yes, I wouldn't accept the X-Files without the main cast, but yes. David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson will be back, as they should. It's going to be a 6-episode miniseries event. If it's successful, it might branch off into other events. Basically, they have busy schedules now, so they don't exactly have time to commit to a full-time show, but 6 episodes. And it's going to be a mix of like mythology-based episodes and Monster of the Weeks, but who the fuck wants the mythology episodes? I just want Monster of the Weeks.
That's right. Good old X-Files.
The mythology episodes got so convoluted in the last seasons. I would be so happy if they just completely dropped it. But I know they won't.
That's right. How excited are you, Willow?
For X-Files?
Yeah.
I'm excited for it to be back, but I'm realistic too. The last movie wasn't great. The last couple seasons weren't great. I'm hopeful that this will be good though because I've had time to sit back and figure out what they want to do with it. And with the entire cast coming back, I have more faith in it than I would have if the entire cast wasn't coming back. And I mean, I'll watch anything X-Files, so I'm excited.
The whole thing that shot the show in the foot in the beginning anyway was when David Duchovny wanted to walk away from the show, and they tried to continue the show without Duchovny. That's when it all began to crumble. But he's totally going to be coming back for this, so I have some faith now that the status quo will fix things a little.
I'm pretty excited. I'm a huge X-Files fan. I have been since I was little. Do you watch the X-Files, Will?
I did when I was little. I haven't seen much of it as an adult, but
We'll just always remember.
I'm excited for this.
Always remember, Will, that the truth is out there.
The truth that I don't like vampires?
And it's on Netflix, if you really
It
want
is on Netflix. You should watch it all now and talk about it next episode.
I probably will have to.
Quit your job.
Gonna have to do that. I'll have to get hurt. Like Rome.
Right. So the next bit of television news is from Star.
This new show was announced a while back, but this week we got like an animated video hyping it up. It's Ash versus the Evil Dead. Bruce Campbell is obviously going to be involved as Ash, and Sam Raimi is also going to be involved, and he's going to be directing a couple episodes. It's going to be 10 30-minute episodes. What's interesting about this is that Sam Raimi has wanted to bring back the Evil Dead in some fashion now for an extremely long time. Like, I know a couple years ago they had the remake movie that came out in like 2012.
Yeah.
Sam actually wanted to tie that in with the old movies. He wanted to have 2 timelines going on at the same time, and the protagonist of the remake would actually go toe-to-toe with Bruce Campbell as Ash. That would have been interesting, but that's not going to happen now.
No.
I think not enough people liked the new movie for that to happen, so that's dead. So this is just going to be the old stuff. Ash versus Evil Dead.
This was probably one of my most exciting news things of the week, just because of how big of an Evil Dead fan I am. Evil Dead's like one of the first movies I ever saw. I love it.
Ever? Because that's kind of intense if you saw that movie as a kid.
Me and Trevor have this discussion because of bad parenting. The first movie I ever saw, obviously I don't remember it because I was a baby, but the first movie I was ever shown was Friday the 13th. because my dad was a huge horror movie buff. So
Okay.
I was raised on like horror movies. The only kid show
Um,
that I was like allowed to watch that I enjoyed was Pee-wee's Playhouse, which some people describe as a horror movie.
I'm a little unsure about the direction that the new Ash Evil Dead show is going to take, because Evil Dead 1 and 2, two of my all-time favorite films, I'm actually in the uncommon opinion of not being a huge fan of Army of Darkness. That's not really my jam so much. And I wonder if the show is going to fashion itself after that movie or after the original Evil Dead movies. I don't know
Yeah,
yet.
that's what I was kind of curious about as well. And I kind of agree. Evil Dead 2 is my favorite of the whole series. Probably just because it was the most memorable when I was younger. I mean, who doesn't like a whole like 20-minute scene of shooting your own hand?
I think
But
the third,
what?
I think the third movie was a little too much on the side of slapstick. It kind of lost sight of what Evil Dead was to begin with.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. And like you said, it will be interesting to see where they take it because I think to the majority of the public, Army of Darkness was so big, and Army of Darkness does have such a huge fan following. I find that especially if you deal with a lot of promo material for Evil Dead and stuff like that, like Army of Darkness is usually always the go-to when you think about like companies that put out shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
So
think it
it's
was the most successful of the three movies, and it's also like I guess the easiest one to sell as well.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree with that. It'll be interesting to see at least. No trailers or anything, so once we get once we get a real trailer, it'll probably be easy to tell. Although I did kind of think that it was. Did you find it kind of funny that they kind of ripped off Marvel with that whole moving graphic image thing?
I hadn't even thought about that. In what way?
Seeing how that was like, because that's what they did with Daredevil. Like Daredevil was the first show apparently to do this whole moving graphic image.
I just want
Because
some actual
like, have you?
footage.
Oh, you've only seen the actual footage
No,
of
no, sorry.
Daredevil?
I only want the actual footage. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I've actually didn't see the Daredevil animated footage thing at all.
yeah. Well, I forget what the real name they call it is, like moving picture, which kind of sounds like you're from like the 20s or something. I don't know, but like because all the Daredevil was it was a solid cartoon background, but and they would have the actual live action people just kind of like shaking their heads or something in the picture. But they name whatever they call whatever like Ash versus the Evil Dead called it was the same thing that Marvel called theirs, which
Okay.
I just thought was interesting because Marvel promoted it as like we're the first people to ever do this. But yeah, I guess that's enough of my ranting. So let's talk about the big hype. 6 days.
Pretty excited.
6 days to the old Daredevil.
Reviews have been coming in too. It's all positive at the moment. Some critics have been had
Uh,
advanced screenings of it, and they all seem to like it.
that's right. Next year, I expect to be on for us to be on this advanced
Screening crew.
looking list.
Just think, these people get paid to do that.
I know. It's so nice. It. I'm pretty. I mean, I think we've talked about it for the last two shows. How excited we all are for it. I think it just, especially with they released that new trailer like the end of last week or whatever, the longer trailer, and it looks so good, so good. What And have you guys read any of the articles about like the guy playing Daredevil is kind of protesting for them to do an R-rated Punisher as well?
Like on TV.
He wants it on Netflix because he's saying if they continue with seasons of Daredevil, that he's expecting them to write a Daredevil meeting Punisher episode because he wants Punisher involved in this Netflix universe.
It makes sense. Those two characters have come together many times. They fit together.
I think it would be great, and I think it's also very cool that he's pushing for it to be an R-rated show, because I think everyone knows that's really how the only way you'd be able to successfully do Punisher.
This Daredevil show, too, looks like it's going to be the most adult thing this universe has actually seen. More so than any of the movies in the S.H.I.E.L.D. show.
Yeah. I'm interested as well to see, because I'm sure they're going to somehow tie in everything, seeing how they did say this is going to be kind of joint with the cinematic universe.
That'll be interesting.
It should be interesting to see. Was there anything else we wanted to talk about with Daredevil?
As long as this whole Netflix thing with the multiple like street level heroes getting shows, I'm okay with it. Only as long as it leads up to Moon Knight getting his own show.
Oh, it'd be so good. Moon Knight better get his own show.
Who would you want to play Moon Knight, hypothetically?
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is Moon Knight.
Yes.
I think they should.
Get that phone call.
That's right. Hook it up, man. I think they should just get Keanu Reeves to play everybody. Keanu Reeves as Luke Cage.
Are there any
Maybe like that
female
one.
street level heroes? Think of it
What?
right now. Are there any female street level heroes?
Well, Jessica Jones is.
Yeah.
That's the next show, isn't it?
I think Jessica Jones is the second one,
Yeah.
and then Luke is the third one.
Yeah.
We'll play all of them, right?
That's right.
Jessica Jones?
Jessica Jones, too.
Excellent.
Keanu Reeves can do anything he puts his mind to.
He does love playing Asian men too. Let's not forget that.
That's right. I think I'm interested to see too once we get into Jessica Jones and the Luke Cage shows. Like, are they gonna do the marriage and everything, or I don't know. I'm just curious. I'd like to see how far they go with like the actual comic book stuff, because right now in continuity in the comics, they have a kid.
I don't think they have enough episodes to deal with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, babies suck. That's kind of what I was getting to.
So you're about them getting married but not having any children.
They should have like controversial shows about like pro-choice. We'll go to the next topic. So let's start with iZombie.
3 episodes in now, still fantastic.
I think the third episode's been my favorite episode so far. You haven't started watching it yet, have you, Will?
I haven't.
Oh, it's so good. Any thoughts, Willow?
Mostly what Trevor said. It's still really good after 3 episodes. I want to point out that the person playing Liv Moore, I'm not 100% sure of her name, she's really fantastic. She's doing an Orphan Black thing where she's having to play a different facet of her personality every single episode, and she's pulling it off so far. She's really great.
She's actually doing a lot better than I thought she would. Not that I have anything to base that off of. like anything, you kind of worry with like a newer actress. You don't know how they're gonna handle a star role.
I mean, it's a CW show. There's not a lot of great acting on CW.
I'm not gonna argue with you. I watch the shows. I never said anything about great acting. I would say that out of all the CW shows that I was actually talking about that with Exilia, is I thought she's probably one of the better actors on any of the CW shows, if not the best they have right now.
Yeah.
And you've been telling me you're also a fan of the new guy zombie who's on the show, who showed up in episode 2.
Oh my god! Yes, yes, I. Yeah. See, now I feel bad. I shouldn't have said that. He's kind of outshining her for me, but it's because I just really love how greasy his character is and how much of a sleazebag he is.
He's giving me Spike from Buffy vibes sometimes.
I was just gonna say, am I the only one? Like, I totally get Buffy the Vampire vibe off of him.
Yeah.
But I think, I keep saying, anyone I suggest the show to, that's what I keep pointing to, is I said, this is the first show in a long time that has actually made me think of 90s television shows, but in a good way. It's got that feel, and it's so well done. I am a big fan. Is there anything more? I know one more thing. Have any of you guys watched the trailer for like episode 4?
I haven't, no.
No.
What's it about?
Intense. Well, what they're hinting to is that she's going to obviously eat some brains, and this murder involves the detective, her friend there. And she gets a flashback of him beating the shit out of the guy that gets murdered.
And Willow yawns.
That I just didn't know if you saw it. That's basically what they're alluding to, is that this is going to be some sort of episode where they're alluding that he is going to be the villain for this episode, and he seems not happy that they may know he's a killer.
I'm excited.
Now, obviously, I'm like, it's probably someone else.
But still, I think this show is only getting a 13-episode season 1, so maybe they will take a huge jump with the plot.
Maybe. I'm expecting it to go season 2, because anything I've read says the ratings have been like spectacular for them compared to what they thought. So.
Mm-hmm.
If he's like
well, then I guess we can.
If he's like the main villain of the show, they'll probably announce it soon and tie it up soon. Because if you think back to what Rob Thomas did with Veronica Mars, his seasons are very like closed off. Like the big bad of the season is revealed somewhere in the middle and then ends up being vanquished closer towards the end. So I would think if he's going to be the big bad, they're going to reveal it very soon.
Yeah. We'll see what they do. See, like I said, I kind of thought maybe it was just hook you in, and then it'll be, because when they show the Vision in the trailer, it's not just that cop. There's other people there. So I thought maybe it was just kind of a tactic to get people to watch. Was there anything more else we wanted to talk about with iZombie?
No.
Oh, people should be watching it.
No. All people should be watching it.
That's not
Definitely one of the better. Will. Well, then we'll go to The Flash and Arrow. Are you caught up on that, Will, or am I the only one that...
You're the only one caught up on it still, man. I've been too busy to really watch TV.
Yeah, I'm the only one that's caught up on it. So, those are 2 shows I'm actually fully caught up on. On the Facebook group, which, if you're watching this video, shameless promo, the link is below to join the Facebook group so you can enter the contest we announce later.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I'll start with Arrow. Arrow has been all right. Since last time we talked about it, we had a new Suicide Squad episode that was just about the Suicide Squad. They released their official new lineup for the show of Suicide Squad, which is Deadshot, Diggle and his wife, as well as Cupid. And that episode was whatever. I don't like the Suicide Squad anyway, so it doesn't really do anything for me. And then the episode this week, we're back into Ra's al Ghul, and basically him destroying everything, I guess. I figure it's been long enough now. If you watch Arrow, you've seen it. So lots of stuff going on. People are finding out who Arrow is, and he keeps getting arrested and stuff. They also put the trailer out for the CW. Put a trailer out for Arrow and Flash for what the rest of the seasons are looking like. They're teasing basically just Arrow is just it looks like every episode is going to be a team-up episode now with the full cast of Arrow, Arsenal, Black Canary, Atom, and Firestorm, and Flash as well. We've gotten Flash is coming back into the mix. So, I mean, they're basically doing episodes now with a full team of 6 members. So that should be kind of interesting. Flash, on the other hand, Flash has been incredible, way better than Arrow. Unfortunately, the newest episode, we didn't get any more Groot, but we did get the full story of Reverse Flash, who Reverse Flash actually is, and how he is who he is, which was actually pretty awesome. And the trailer they released for it for the rest of the season looks crazy. I think we're also going to be getting Atom and Firestorm and everything into Flash as well, because when they cross over, they'll fully cross over. But it's looking like the last couple episodes, we're going to get full-out Groot. He's ready to be a giant talking ape and destroy things. And yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to say about it. There's nothing. We're kind of at that tipping point in the seasons now where these last episodes are set up episodes for the rest of it. So that's all I have to say about that. I guess the last thing on TV would be The Walking Dead. Did you watch the finale, Will?
That
Yeah?
was a disappointment. Hype all season about killing some serious people and then don't kill anybody serious off. Disappointed.
It was, especially because I know you and me talk that the whole setup. I thought this was one of the better seasons they've had.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting, and I loved how, like I've said, I loved how it didn't necessarily involve the zombies as much as it dealt with just people. And like Will said, just crash and burn on your season finale.
And it just makes me worry about how Fear the Walking Dead is going to turn out.
Yes, what did you think of the trailer, Will?
Yeah, I didn't care for it too much.
Are you gonna give it a chance, or are you just ignoring?
I'll give it a chance, but I feel like it's probably going to flop in its first season and not go anywhere.
No.
Does it have zombies?
Yeah, the bio they gave for it states before the apocalypse, but the trailer features a zombie, so It's gonna have zombies probably in the first episode.
I'm assuming, Trevor, that you've marked it on your DVR to record it as soon as it comes out.
I can't even sleep at night because of my anticipation.
I see that the smile on Willow's face. That's the smile of I fucking love The Walking Dead.
I've seen 2 episodes of The Walking Dead ever, so I'm not going to comment on The Walking Dead.
Just in case someday The Walking Dead wants to sponsor us. We love The Walking Dead.
I've read a lot of the comic, though. I don't like the comic that much.
No. I keep telling Trevor that you guys should give Outcast a chance. Outcast is incredible and so much better written than Walking Dead. I feel like Kirkman just doesn't give a shit about Walking Dead anymore, and he
How
puts
many issues does Outcast have now?
I think 7. I think the new issue just came out this week. I think the first trade just came out the other week.
Okay.
But I like it. It's a lot more. I don't want to be. It's hard to describe, but for Kirkman's writing, it's a lot more artistic and artsy than you're used to him writing. You just kind of get the feeling that he really wants to write Outcast, as opposed to just I'm on issue 8,000 of The Walking Dead right now. I need someone's brain to be eaten by zombies. But yeah, no, I agree with Will that the finale was big old ball sacks.
Yeah, it sucked. It hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back to that Suicide Squad thing. I noticed you didn't mention Harley Quinn.
No, well, DC would never let them have Harley Quinn.
They gotta have Harley. Why have a Suicide Squad and not have Harley Quinn?
Well,
that's like having Batman and not having Joker.
This is my my thing. Is I kind of feel that way. Is that I'd rather, if you can't fully do it, don't do it at all. And that's the problem with the Suicide Squad and Arrow, is that we just get all these villain of the week villains from old episodes, and they just throw them into the Suicide Squad. So it's people that no one gives a shit about. And it's stupid. And I know everyone thought they were going to get Harley Quinn, because if everyone remembers, the Suicide Squad episode from season 1 or 2, at the very end of the episode, they had a girl turned around in pigtails doing the Harley Quinn laugh and saying something about Mr. J, and then nothing ever happened. The joys of television.
Disappointment bombs just dropping.
I know. So from that, let's go to movies, and I think, Will, you should start off the movie discussion.
We're discussing with movies.
The movies of your all-time favorite character.
Ah, yes, the rated R Deadpool announcement.
How do you feel?
I'm pretty excited about that, considering didn't Marvel put a stipulation on anybody that owned their property saying it had to be PG-13?
I don't know how that works.
I remember hearing something
I think
about
most companies try to do it just to get a younger audience.
But no, I'm glad they're going to do Deadpool R, because it'll be blood, guts, and chimichanga glory.
Well, it's kind of like Punisher. I couldn't really imagine Deadpool not being R. In my opinion. Do you have any feelings on Deadpool, Trevor?
No, I don't think I do. I don't know anything about Deadpool.
How did you like, Will? How did you like the trailer announcement with Slater?
Fuck you, Slater.
I thought it was pretty. I mean, it was as witty as you thought it could be.
Yeah. Costume's looking really good too, so that's good.
The costume does look good. I'm pretty excited about the costume.
Yeah.
I have seen a lot of flack over the logo, because people are upset they're not using like the normal logo like on your thing, where they're making it like a happy face, Deadpool face.
Well, Ryan Reynolds was passionate about the character, so it should end up, even if the logo's crap, the rest of it should be excellent.
Hopefully. All we can do is cross our fingers.
Fingers are crossed.
So then, I guess, before we talk about the trailer that will be attached, did anyone, I'm assuming I know I did. Has anyone seen the new Mad Max trailer?
Yeah.
Yep, looks amazing.
I ended up having to get toilet paper and wipe my screen off because there were so many loads blown all over it.
That's one way of saying it.
I just rolled a little bit.
It looks so good.
Gotta love Mad Max.
It makes me think about how I need to have a Mad Max marathon ASAP.
Come to my house. Oh, wait, no, you can't.
I'll just slide on my butt all the way to your house.
And
then and then I guess we'll go from that to the announcement that I'm hitting my computer for a drum roll because I'm too lazy to get the sound effect. But Batman versus Superman or Superman versus Batman trailer will be attached.
I think we need to read Trevor's exact description for what we were going to talk about. Superman and Batman and the rest of the motherfucking DC Universe movie trailer getting a date.
That should be the name of the movie, I think.
It sounds like a good title to me.
It runs on a little bit, but it comes off the tongue nicely.
Now, Trevor, I know you've continuously said that you are not excited whatsoever for Batman versus or Superman versus Batman, whatever the fuck they want to call it. But are you at least like a little curious to see the trailer?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not excited to watch the movie, hoping it's going to be a movie I'll enjoy, but I'll definitely watch it and get out of it what I can.
It's really one of those movies that, like, you could go in really hating it, but it's like it's a movie that you dream of a movie like that being good. I'm just interested because I really want to see a trailer and I want to finally get a video glimpse of Wonder Woman, not a picture.
Do you know who Ronda Rousey is? The UFC, I think she's like the female world champion. She was bitching about how Gail Godot got cast for the role. She wanted it.
Well, Ronda Rousey has never acted before, so she should probably be quiet.
The first movie she was in was Fast and the Furious, and she has like 20 minutes of screen time, I think.
Wonder Woman's got to do more than punch things, so.
Yeah. And you can't want the role of Wonder Woman when you have the same amount of screen time in Fast Furious' Ja Rule.
She's gonna come to our houses and kill us.
What?
I said she's gonna come to our houses and kill us, man.
Someday Trevor's dream will happen of me actually seeing a Fast and Furious movie.
If I come to your house now, as soon as this video is finished, can we watch all of the movies?
No, you can't. Someday, Trevor. Someday I will have a marathon as long as there's a lot of beer involved.
We do own the movies.
All I imagine when I think about Fast and the Furious is like guys like fist pumping and being like, "Good job, bro. Let's race these cars, bro."
That's exactly what it's like, and it's awesome.
Man.
Like I said on Twitter the other day, it's like Romeo and Michelle for boys.
I saw Trevor's Twitter thing. Twitter was on Twitter or Facebook that you said it was just like guy saying no homo.
It was like it's the broiest movie I've seen. All the people in the movie would be the people who would say no homo, and not mean it jokingly.
That's amazing.
And now the cops drink cappuccino. It's good.
That's pretty fancy. That's high class. That's that's horrible. So was there anything else we wanted to add on the movies or add in general?
We needed to make an obligatory comment about Ryan Reynolds' butt because I don't want to be a liar on the Facebook page. So what do we think of Ryan Reynolds' butt?
I think he definitely has those lovely lumps.
I think Fergie was referring to the chest when she was talking about lumps.
I like his butt lumps. I'm a Jude Law man myself, but Ryan Reynolds can be behind him. I didn't mean that
in the suit.
intentionally like that, but. How do you feel about Ryan Reynolds' butt, Trevor?
I think it's a good butt.
I like how he automatically lost 2 viewers.
Oh no.
Like, oh my god, they ran out of things. They're just comparing actors' butts now. Which I would think would bring more people in.
You would think.
You would think, but I guess we'll save that for a special show.
Yeah, we'll just talk about actors.
So I guess we should say that I think it'd probably be safe to say by the end of this weekend that the Geek Speak Tumblr will be fully launched and ready to go. We're going to branch out, so not only can you follow us on Facebook, but you can follow us on Tumblr. And
you'll soon be tweeting. No.
We'll be tweeting as well. You can follow us on Twitter, and we'll tweet you back.
As soon as the page exists.
That's right. Don't tweet us when the page doesn't exist, but...
Actually do, because then when the page does exist, there'll be a ton of hype for
it. We'll get celebrities to be like, I can't wait for this Geek Speak Twitter to exist.
Samuel L. Jackson just shouted across Twitter.
And if you do tweet us, maybe Willow or Trevor or myself or Will or someone will send you a zip file full of pictures of Ryan Reynolds' butt.
I'm not even
private.
But and then of course the other announcement, I said I see our viewership is coming back now, so I guess I'll say this now. We are doing the new contest. It's going to start pretty much as soon as we finish this live show, and I post it on the Facebook group. I don't have pretend it's in my hand, because it doesn't come out, I think, till next week, or it comes out in like the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's soon.
Yeah, but basically we have ordered to give away to you people the brand new Marvel Pop Funko of Thanos, the Mad Titan. And looks awesome. We'll put a picture up of it with the contest. It's a bigger one. It's a $15.99 one.
It's 6-inch instead of the 3.75-inch.
Yeah, and so yeah, we want to give one away to some lucky person, and the contest details will all be on the Facebook. Runs the same way we ran the other contest. You got to like the Facebook page, got to share the status, comment on the status, and then you possibly could win. Unless someone pays me a lot of money to give it to them. So, all depends. I see Will getting his wallet ready.
I've got the limited edition Thanos on pre-order, so.
Oh, excuse me. But yeah, so that's the big news towards the end. Was there anything else anyone would like to add, or are we all talked out?
We should talk
It
about
doesn't
Mel
exactly
Gibson,
fit in.
but
I don't think this exactly fits in with the topic of us, but I am definitely excited to watch Mad Men coming back tomorrow night.
That is television.
Mad Men's last season.
That's right. Will, get on it, Mad Men.
it's on Netflix. 7 seasons. I'm gonna get going.
It's so good, man. It's so good. I'm on season 6. It's amazing.
But you sit in bed. You probably watched like 40 TV shows since the last time we've talked.
That is true. It is very true. Is Willow excited for Mad Men?
Yeah.
You sounded.
I mean, what else can I say? I mean, yeah, I'm excited.
Party.
Willow only dances if pizza's involved.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm gonna send Domino's Pizza to you. I'm gonna find out what your address is, and I'm gonna send Domino's Pizza to your house. But it won't be paid for.
They will appreciate that.
It's not gonna be paid for.
If pizza's involved, I'll just tell you my address.
An easy way to get Trevor's contact.
Send them pizza.
That's right. Well, perfect. I guess this is probably a good spot to end it. If you want to get a hold of Trevor, make sure to look him up on Twitter and tell him you got a pizza to send him. And he will gladly eat it for you. So I guess thank you for watching. I'm Rowan once again.
I am Trevor, and this is Willow. We both tweet. You can follow us down below. We have the handles listed now.
I'm sweating to the oldies.
That's right. So we will see you in 2 weeks. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, because we'll still respond to comments on the video after the fact. And yeah, make sure you like the Facebook so you can enter the contest. See you later.
See ya.